We're going to turn now to the tragedy the Obama stayed in Martha's Vineyard, where the family chef was found dead. The Obamas were not there at the time. We're learning more about what happened.
New, shocking information has been revealed in light of Barack Obama's Chef's Tell-All book. It allegedly contains a host of incriminating info on the Obama family, something that, it seems like, definitely could have affected his suspicious death.
Talk about a tragedy here. The husband and father of two went missing about 100 feet offshore Sunday evening. His body wouldn't be recovered until the following day. The Obamas saying they now join the victim's family and those who knew him in grieving the loss of Tafari Campbell.
All right, let's dive a bit deeper into this whole Tafari Campbell situation. So, you know the guy who used to whip up delicious meals for Barack and Michelle Obama? Yeah, that's him. Well, his recent passing has everyone scratching their heads and wondering what's really going on.
African-American male, it's on a paddleboard, no life preserver.
This morning, tragedy unfolding near the Obama family's Martha's Vineyard estate. Police recovering the body of 45-year-old Tafari Campbell, a beloved personal chef and friend of the former president and first lady. The call for help came in Sunday evening for the missing paddleboarder, who witnesses tell police was last seen wearing all black before they eventually lost eye contact with him.
A 40-year-old male, possible drowning.
Campbell's paddleboard and hat would surface, but no sign of Campbell. Then the unimaginable. The husband and father of two found dead 100 feet from shore at a depth of about 8 feet in the Edgartown Great Pond. Police say divers found his body by deploying a side-scan sonar from a boat.
So get this. Campbell, who was the Obama's private chef not just during their White House days, but even after they left, was found dead while he was out paddleboarding in a pond all by himself. Now, that might not sound too bizarre, but here's the twist. Campbell apparently wasn't the best swimmer and didn't bother wearing a life jacket. I mean, who goes paddleboarding without knowing how to swim or taking some safety precautions, right?
Was it an accident? Or did something sinister happen? Social media is filled with theories, including the claim that Campbell was secretly writing a tell-all book on the Obamas.
What makes it even more puzzling is that witnesses saw him go under the water and he couldn't even hold onto his paddleboard. And the kicker, it took a good amount of time to find his body, even though the water was only about 8 feet deep. You've got to admit, it's a head-scratcher. There's this whole talk about Campbell working on a book spilling the beans about his time with the Obamas. Word on the street is that this book was going to dig up some stuff that could seriously dent the former First Family's reputation.
Campbell first worked as a sous chef for the Obamas at the White House.
Gotta keep it under lock and key.
Seen here brewing beer in this White House video.
What you do is you take the beer bottle.
Now authorities investigating the drowning. Campbell was on the vineyard visiting. The Obamas were not there at the time of the incident. Mr. and Mrs. Obama releasing a statement calling him a warm, fun, extraordinary, kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter, adding he was a talented sous chef at the White House. He's been part of our lives ever since, and our hearts are broken that he's gone. Campbell is survived by his wife and their twin boys. The couple's Instagram posts over the years showing their close relationship and tight-knit family. And state and local police are investigating the incident. And guys, if you go to his Instagram page, it was full of life and personality. This is a loss right here. Yes.
It really was. And we're thinking of his wife and his twin boys, right?
Now, here's where the plot thickens. Some folks are saying his death might have something to do with that. Maybe someone wanted to make sure those secrets stayed buried? And that's not even the half of it. People are side-eyeing the whole situation, and for good reason. First off, the Obamas conveniently weren't around when Campbell met his untimely end. Coincidence? Maybe. But what's really raising eyebrows is the media's relatively low-key coverage of the whole thing. You'd think something like this would be front-page news, right? But here's where the plot thickens even more. The police seem to have wrapped up the case in a hurry, even before a proper autopsy could happen. Fishy, right? Some folks are shouting cover-up because the authorities aren't exactly being an open book about the investigation. They're holding back info, not even letting on who the only witness and the 911 caller were.
Which is why it becomes really strange that the cops reportedly did not take down some very important details of the crucial 911 call that was made about Campbell's drowning. It all happened on Sunday. The other 911 calls made to Edgartown Police Department that day have all been logged into the system, along with very specific reasons for the calls. Except this particular call that was made a little before 8 p.m. on Sunday night. That evening, Campbell went out paddleboarding. Reports say he was not alone. Campbell had company. But who that was, the cops won't tell us.
And here's the legal twist. They're citing some law that apparently lets them keep info under wraps to protect their investigation. But surprise, surprise, the media isn't having it. According to the Daily Mail, this is actually messing with the media's First Amendment rights. The police are playing it safe, saying it was an accident and there's no foul play. But guess what's missing in all this mess? A toxicology report that could give us some insight into whether Campbell had any substances in his system or if he had a medical issue.
Around 7:46 p.m. that evening, the police received a 911 call. They were told a man was drowning. It was Obama's chef. Who made that call? Another unnamed person. The cops say the person who accompanied Campbell tried to help him out of the water, but he couldn't. So the fellow paddleboarder swam to the shore, told another person about what had happened, and this person, the second one, called the cops. Reports further say that a female was on the line. The emergency services then rushed to the Obamas' ultra-luxurious waterside estate. This one. The family bought this 7-bedroom house in 2020 for $11.75 million. It happens to be on Martha's Vineyard. It is a 150 square kilometer island where America's elite holiday. Initial reports said that there wasn't any word on the whereabouts of the Obamas at the time of this incident. Now we are told that they were very much on the island, just not in their house at the time that Campbell drowned.
Tafari was a beloved part of our family, Barack and Michelle Obama said in a joint statement after his death. When we first met him, he was a talented sous chef at the White House, creative and passionate about food and its ability to bring people together. In the years that followed, we got to know him as a warm, fun, extraordinarily kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter, the Obamas said. That's why, when we were getting ready to leave the White House, we asked Tafari to stay with us, and he generously agreed. He's been part of our lives ever since, and our hearts are broken that he's gone, the statement continued. Today, we join everyone who knew and loved Tafari, especially his wife Charisse and their twin boys, Xavier and Savin, in grieving the loss of a truly wonderful man. More interestingly, this isn't the only recent scandal Obama has been involved in. Back in the year 1982, when Barack Obama was a mere 21-year-old, he penned a letter that has recently resurfaced and provided a unique insight into his thoughts on sexuality. This happened while he was a student at Occidental College in Los Angeles. The recipient of this letter was his ex-girlfriend, Alex McNear. In this letter, which has garnered attention for its revealing content, Obama delved into his views on homosexuality and shared some of his imaginative experiences. He mused, "In regard to homosexuality, I must say that I believe this is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal, perhaps, to perpetuate the endless farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination." Now, let's shift gears to a completely different narrative involving the irreverent and outspoken Joan Rivers. In a turn of events, Rivers, the accomplished actress, writer, producer, and television host, made headlines for a controversial statement she made about none other than Michelle Obama, the First Lady at the time. During a book signing event for Diary of a Mad Diva at a Barnes & Noble store in New York City, a reporter posed a question about the possibility of having the first gay president. Rivers responded with a comment that stirred up further controversy. She said, "We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down. You know Michelle is a TR*****Y." It was also alleged that she was potentially killed for what she had said about the Obamas. When asked to clarify her statement, Rivers doubled down, stating that Michelle Obama was a transgender individual. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.